All right, so welcome everybody. If you're on the caller lines, you should still be hearing me. We did have to end the Zoom call. A couple technical issues, my fault for trying to rush this today. I've already got about 300 miles in today, and I got about 350 more to do tonight after I do this. So I was just trying to squeeze something in to make sure we got right back on air. One, because we want to stay in touch with you, and two, because we need to test the technology, because our plan, if you haven't heard yet, is to relaunch Audio Road Network. All of our current segments, things we call segments like the Power Hour, Rolling Toe, Destination Health, those will become their own individual shows. So trucking business and beyond will go back to pure trucking. Or kind of anything goes on a call-in. It's a free-for-all. The caller gets to decide. On this show, the live show that I'm going to start doing every day, we haven't picked an absolute time yet, but we will soon. I will be doing a call-in show 5 days a week, and it will be a free-for-all, and I won't even do much of an open. If we have calls, I'll probably go straight to calls. There won't be any politics in this show, but I am going to be doing a political show, and I'm going to be doing a commentary show. Those will be separate. So the people who don't want to hear my commentary, don't want to hear politics or what's going on in the world, just don't subscribe to that. It'll be called The Pit, Politics and Trucking. And I'll use it occasionally just to muse on things that I'm thinking about. I might record something and throw it in there. And if you're subscribed, you'll get it. You can listen or not. And I'll also use that to specifically cover politics. And I will drop that out of the trucking business and beyond and out of it. Now, again, when we call a show a free-for-all, that means a caller can talk about anything they want. I will refrain from doing certain things on the free-for-all shows, like I won't do health opens or political opens. Like I said, I'll probably keep the open short. This first show that we're relaunching is really all about you. It's Q&A. So we're also, right now, we're using some automated call screening technology. Some shows will be using that going forward. We may have live screeners in some shows. We're just not sure yet. So the one thing to know is, first off, thank you very much for your support. It's been awesome and needed right now, I can tell you. And just bear with us. We're going to throw a lot of things at the wall, and we're going to figure out what works. I know it's going to be frustrating for you in the beginning, but understand the reason we're doing it is long-term. We want to build the very best system for you we can build. And you helping us test it is the very best way we could do that. We could take some technology I'm already familiar with. We could have a show going tomorrow that would work pretty well. But I figure since we're making this major change, let's do it right. And you're a big part of helping us with that. So thank you for being patient. I know it's frustrating. We will do the best we can to keep that frustration down and get back on the air as quick as possible so we can keep serving our tribe. All right, we're going to jump into some calls and see if I got this figured out right and set up today. It looks like, Ben, you're first up. Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can. What's on your mind today?
Kevin, nice talking to you again. Thanks for all you do. So I had a couple of questions on fermented garlic. Have you ever heard of anything like it?
I love fermented garlic. Yes. What do you want to know about it?
What are the health benefits? And could you give me some?
Give you
some health benefits?
Oh, yeah.
Health benefits?
So, yeah, when we look at any food, you could look up the health benefits of any food. For example, if you just Google health benefits of garlic, they're pretty well known. They're not really disputed. Those are all there when you ferment it. So they're still there. So whatever food we're working on, whatever health benefits it had non-fermented, those all stay when it's fermented. Plus we add the probiotics. And that's one of the biggest reasons we ferment any food is to get the good gut bacteria, the probiotics. Now, we don't even always
Yeah.
know what they are. For example, in yogurt, we've been talking about we use this strain because it does this. In fermented vegetables, we don't really do that. Fermented is kind of wild cultured. We don't add a
Yeah.
specific strain. Whatever good bacteria was on the food is what we're multiplying by culturing it. And we don't even know what it is half the time. We just know that virtually all cultured products have digestive benefits from the probiotics, but they can also have immune system benefits. They can also have hormonal balance or benefits. So the idea of building our gut bacteria, we want to do it with every food we can. Yogurt, kefir, fermented vegetables, kombucha. The more good bacteria we get into our system, the better we believe our health outcome is going to be.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking because close friends of mine started doing this, and man, alive, are they good eating? Those garlic, they're awesome.
Oh, like I said, I love fermented garlic. In fact, no matter what vegetable I'm fermenting, whether it's a cucumber for pickles, cabbage for kimchi, asparagus, I put garlic in almost everything I ferment. Just slice up garlic and add it to all of your ferments. It's really good.
Yeah, like before I couldn't bring the garlic down, but this stuff is really good.
Yeah, it mellows out the garlic. You don't get that really sharp, hot taste sometimes people don't like in garlic. It can be really pungent. That really mellows out. Most people are not going to sit down and eat a raw clove of garlic. That's pretty tough. But you can eat whole cloves of fermented garlic. They mellow right out.
Yeah. I have another question, if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
So I'm having issues with stiff muscles and lower back pain. It got worse the last month, since I made the diet switch 4 months ago. I'm wondering what could cause it's not like a few times I get muscle cramps, but now it's more like stiff muscles when you wake up in the morning, stiff muscles in the knees, and lower back is probably the worst part. The worst place I get it.
Are you taking any kind of a mineral supplement?
I just started a couple of days ago.
Let's see if that works. A lot of times this is a mineral imbalance, and that's the easiest way to approach it, and this usually fixes it. If it doesn't, then it would indicate we've got some inflammation somewhere, and sometimes we'll have people do like a C-reactive protein test to see if inflammation is high, and if it is, then we have to start looking for why. Is there something new in your diet that, even though it might be healthy, some people react poorly to certain foods? Eggs are one of the healthiest foods possible, but a lot of people react poorly to eggs. Nuts sometimes can cause some inflammation for people. So right now, since you've started the mineral supplement, I would give that not more than a week. I mean, if it's not working in a week, then that wasn't the problem. So, you started a couple days ago. I'd go a couple more days, and if you're not seeing any improvement, I would reach out to Lauren and do a discovery call, and she can help you kind of dig to figure out what's causing this.
Okay, well, glad you're back, Kevin, and thanks for everything you do. That's all I got for today. I'll let the other guys get in.
Thank you. All right. Hey, I'm going to ask you, Ben, do you want to stay and listen? I can put you back on hold.
Sure, please.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll ask each caller if you want to move on and open up a line. But if I have some lines available, I'll keep you on the call right now. I think we're doing pretty good for available calls. So let's take another one. Let's go to Brian. It's your turn. Welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin, you can hear me all right?
I can. You sound great. What can I help you with today?
All right. Well, I sent you a message when this all went down, so I told you to keep fighting and never give up. I don't know if you saw it, but
I did, and I'm glad you brought it up because I should have addressed that at my open, but I was a little things are a little hectic. The whole morning I was thinking, I'm going to get to Topeka right about the time I want to pull over and do the show. So I called Aaron and Lisa and said, "Hey, set up a show and I'll be ready to go." And then as I'm coming into Topeka, I remembered there is nothing in Topeka. You have 11 exits. There's no truck stops anywhere, not on either side of Topeka. And then the next day I know I'm on the Kansas Turnpike. I'm like, shoot. Now, so I was about 20 minutes later than I wanted to be by the time I got to a service plaza. So I pulled over, opened up the laptop, and started talking. So I do want to go back and address all of the messages I received, because at the beginning when they first started coming in, I was actually responding to each one personally. And I pretty quickly realized there is just no way I'm going to be able to keep up with that. But I do read every single message. I am completely up to date as of this morning. I read them all. I wish I had time to respond to all of them, but I'll keep responding here. That I can't thank everybody enough for the support.
Yeah, well, that's awesome that you're getting that much support. So it's an overwhelming amount of support, so that's a good thing.
It is.
So I'm glad that I got this chance. I just stopped actually in Kentucky, and then I seen the email, and I was like, oh, cool, perfect, because I just bought a truck in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I was going to lease it onto the company that I've been driving for a little over a year now. And 1 week after I buy it, my boss tells me, well, we just basically told me that I would get an 18-cent per mile raise for loaded and a 13-cent mile for unloaded. So like an overall change of like 32 cents per mile more. And so I'm like, well, so now I'm thinking, I'll just garage the truck and stay a company driver for a little while and build up some more money and get some things done to the truck. However, I started thinking, okay, well, I don't know if I can depreciate the truck if I buy, if I have to do all that in the year that I buy it, or if it's whenever I put it to work.
Yeah. So depreciation, we can start when you put it into service, no matter when that is, even if you waited 5 years. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
When you put it into service, we can start the depreciation. Depreciation still goes by whatever you paid for it in the beginning. So I'm sure we're not going 5 years, but maybe it's 5 months, maybe it's next year. Who knows right now? But no worries, you won't lose any tax deductions by waiting.
Okay. Well, if I do any upgrades like Pittsburgh Power stuff, does that
now
have to be...
that becomes a problem. So I would not do any of that stuff till you have a date, and you don't want to cross over a year. What I mean is, don't start doing repairs in December if you're going to put the truck to work in January, because a depreciation is different, but a direct deduction, something you spent money for, you have to take it in the year you spend it. And if you don't have income coming in because you're not using the business, you can still deduct it. You end up with a business loss. So you don't lose total credit, but because you don't have any revenue to offset, you don't get the same benefit of that tax deduction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm tracking with you. I understand. So in light of, everything that happened, Europe at war, all this crap, the trucking convoys and all that, I'm thinking I'll just sit on it and garage it and keep all my benefits. And I made $75,000 as a company driver last year. This will well put me over 100 as a company driver with full benefits. And what do you think, man? Will you check my thinking on that? Is it sound or?
It is. I think it's a smart decision. I think there is way too much turmoil right now to be making any major business decisions. Like, we just made a major business decision, but
right.
Not the best timing, but for us, it wasn't an option right now. So, I think you are thinking exactly correct. It could be 3 months. You never know. Things could really shake out in 3 months. We could see a clear direction. It might be I think 6 to 9 months is probably when we're going to the dust will settle and we'll kind of figure out where we are and what's going on. I think rates are going to be a lot lower at that time, and I think fuel's going to be higher. So it's going to be kind of a mixed bag. But I think this is a good decision on your part right now. There is one other thing we could do. I was just kind of thinking about it. If you wanted to start putting money into the truck now, I don't think I would. I'd wait a while. But if you did, I think there's a way where we could just call all of those things capital improvements and roll it into the depreciation.
Okay. Well, I think I'll wait. I think that makes sense. I went ahead and made that major business decision because I've been looking for my perfect truck for a long time. I found it. Yeah, I overpaid for it a little bit, but I paid cash for the whole thing up front. So
there you go.
I wanted to have options in case I don't want to be forced. I just want to have options. So that's what I did. Let me ask you something else real quick. I went ahead and got my EIN number. I signed up for your whole, the whole course, and I'm working through that now. I got an EIN number, but I just put it in my name, Brian. My name. I didn't put a doing business as, and.
Nope.
Is
so
that
let
okay?
me just explain. The 30-plus years I've been doing this, I have seen trucks in all kinds of weird situations. When I had 11 trucks, it was some mix of like 5 of them were in my personal name, 3 of them were in my brother's name because we had formed a partnership, and the last 3 or so or 4, whatever we bought after that, we would put in the corporate name. So our tax return actually had like trucks that were in 3 different names. It never, ever matters to anybody. I have never seen what name the truck is in be an issue for anybody or anything.
Okay. Well, I just set it up as a sole proprietor, put it in my name. They sold it to me in my name. I'll go get it registered in my name, and then I guess got to get that 2290 done. But I can wait on that even.
Yeah. No big deal. All this stuff, the repairs as you're getting closer, figure out how much time it takes. But paperwork and that kind of stuff can all get done in a week or 2.
Okay. Perfect, man. Thank you very much. Take some, enjoy your time off, and I can't wait to be a part of this going forward, this new journey.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do. Thanks. I'm going to put you back in the queue. I wish I could have taken a month off and just, thought about life and enjoyed myself. But we want to make sure we stay in touch with the tribe. So I'm not taking any time off. I actually did a show on Saturday, and I'm doing a show today, and I completely plan on doing a show tomorrow unless something comes up. And I'm driving quite a bit, too. I've got a lot of places I want to get to right now. A lot of things to go work on while I'm on the road. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of driving. Let's grab another call. We're going to go to Steve this time. Steve, welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin, man, I'm glad to see you're back on. You really messed my day up when you got out of it, so glad you're back. We just can't live without you between my 3-hour window.
Well, a lot of the feedback I got, man, oh man, I'll tell you, I was choked up when I, heard things like I messed up people's day. It's great.
You ruined my day.
I know.
Look forward to that. I have everything planned for you. And listen, that sounds kind of stupid, but I'm going to tell you something, man. You've made life-changing differences in my life and in my family's life, and a lot of the other truckers out here who depend on you every day. So it's almost a requirement that you take time out for us.
And today, and we know the technology isn't perfect and it's kind of annoying, and we're sending all kinds of emails and saying, hey, we're going to do this. Oops, sorry, it changed. Let's try this. But the reason we're doing it is exactly what you just said. I don't want to miss a single day. I was on the air, I got canceled on Wednesday, I guess it was. Thursday, I think I took off. Friday, I did a live. Saturday, I did a show like this. Today, I'm doing a show like this, and I plan on being back again tomorrow. It may not be smooth in the beginning, but I want to make sure I reach out and stay in touch with everybody.
Well, as long as we have you in some capacity to where you're still going to help make the difference in our life, because having that support system probably means more than anything out here as a truck driver. A lot of us are alone all the time, and when you depend on certain programs and certain people to help you get through, man, you just don't want to do without it. But I really didn't honestly have a question. I just wanted to throw out my support for you, and I didn't want to miss the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I can tell you this. We're under attack from several directions right now. Some of it I'm not even sure where the hell it's coming from, and I don't understand why. I don't know what the hell I did that, the attacks are getting as vicious as they are. They're getting far worse than they've been. Nothing's getting better. But here's our problem.
Because we're free, man, and we live free, and people can't stand that.
I think so. Here's our promise. They will never shut me down. I don't care how many corporations cancel me. I don't care how many partnerships we lose over this. They will not shut this show and my voice down. If I have to stand on the side of the road screaming in a bullhorn, that's what I'll do. If I have to, use freeconferencecall.com to help people and answer their questions, that's what I'll do. Our plan is we're going to build a network. And, I agree. When you say you need support out there, you can count on it from us. And we're going to make sure we give you more support than we ever have.
I promise you, you'll have our back. And you'll never, ever, ever do anything that'll stop me from listening unless you, go trans on me or something, then I might not. But
I won't wake up woke, I promise you.
Okay, as long as you don't turn into Joe Biden or one of those, we'll stay following you 100%. But I got to tell you, man, as soon as I heard, I canceled all of my subscriptions for Sirius immediately, and I just had renewed a week before. Just had. I don't care about that little bit of money because it's all about freedom of speech, and it's all about not taking away the Second Amendment and the First Amendment in this country. It's not going to happen with me, and it never will.
Steve, I want to echo that point. This is no longer about vaccines or vaccine mandates or, the woke culture of what you can and can't say on the air. Corporations, it's their platform. They can do whatever they want. I get all that. But what you just said is really why we're going to fight so hard. This is much more than about me or my show or a vaccine or a mandate. We are truly fighting for our First and Second Amendment rights right now.
Amen to that. It's our God-given rights, and there's no other man going to take that away from us.
Nope, I agree. Thank you so much for your support. And, right now I don't need questions. Support and conversation is kind of nice. We do have a lot of questions on the line, though, so let's get to it. Jay, welcome.
Hey, I been wanting to call in for over 4 years. Been listening to you before I even became a trucker, so I appreciate all you do for us.
You're welcome.
I've been in the shop grabbing yogurt, so we've met before, but it's funny, I was actually wanting to call in for the first time ever last week, and then now you're off the air, so I figured...
well, here you are.
You said you're getting a lot more attacks, man, and, they've been coming after you, and then they finally got you down the ground bleeding a little bit, they think, so they're going to try to get you while you're down, so that's probably why. But
they smelled blood. There seems to be even more than one group now. It seems to be coming from multiple directions, and they've picked up intensity. That's okay, because I might not be the smartest person in the room. I'm certainly never the best looking. But the one thing I have always said is you will not outwork me.
Yep. You'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yep.
I just want to say thanks for everything you do. Just kind of pick you up a little bit. I don't have too many questions, man. You've changed my life completely, physically, financially, everything. I mean, you turn this, job into just, I was getting extremely unhealthy, got up to 300 pounds, gained almost 100 pounds, and I mean just mentally, emotionally, wasn't spending my money right, just everything. And then being able to listen to your show. It's been a little bit of a struggle. Still got a lot to learn, a lot to do, but man, yeah, every aspect of my life has completely changed, and it's not just me. It's that carries on to my family and friends.
Excellent.
So, I mean, it's unreal. Like, before my mom passed, her doctor was asking her questions to ask me about health and stuff. I mean, it was. And then my best friend, just diabetic. He didn't realize that all these years he was making fun of me for the keto diet and everything else. His blood sugars, fasting after 14 hours waking up, is in the 200s. And he was just in the hospital because it was in the 300s. And extremely high, like, potassium levels or something like that. I forgot what it was. But so he's taking life seriously now. So he's in his mid-40s and realizing his dad's getting ready to lose his, possibly his hands, but definitely his feet from the same stuff. So he's waking up, and he had a baby late, and so he's got a young one that he wants to be there for his graduation. So he's taking life seriously now, and I'm able to help him through it. His two sisters, his mom, and I mean just what you do. I'm only one person. So just keep your head up. We're here for you. Whatever you can do, let us know. We're guinea pigs. We'll figure out. It'd be nice to get some, like a platform to give feedback in order to make stuff better. But everything is kind of everywhere on the app. It would be nice if you had like one spot everybody can go to ask questions or give feedback and what works and what doesn't work, because if not, it just gets lost and then everybody just posts it a billion times. But other than that, appreciate everything you do.
I agree. That's the kind of feedback we want right now. We are going to rebuild the network from scratch. Now is a really good time for us to solve problems, make it better for everybody. So that kind of feedback, we take notes. Aaron and Lisa are on here. They're taking notes on anything like that. So when we sit down to plan this out, we'll look at that and go, okay, how do we solve this? You know, we got this feedback. How are we going to fix this? So we're excited. I mean, I feel re-energized about all of this. We've got a lot of stuff in the works. I just wish I could click my fingers and make it all happen right now, but you know, we can't. So I do appreciate that kind of feedback. You know, one of the things I've heard from a lot of people is, how can we help? How can we support? And I'm actually going to record something because I have a lot of thoughts about it. But here's really the best thing anybody can do right now. Continue to support us in the store. It is our most secure form of revenue that nobody else can really mess with. So that one we know we can count on. We just, you know, we're going to go through a huge transition in revenue right now, and we'll figure that out. Support us in the store. And, you know, you just talked about your friend, his relatives, your relatives. Bring them to the tribe. That's really what we need. We need to regrow the tribe. We know that when you're on a platform like Sirius, about 90% of your listeners are casual. They're not really committed. They listen most of the time, but some days they forget to tune in, or they don't feel like it. Or many of them tuned in today, realized we're not in that time slot anymore. They may never go look for us. It may not have been important enough to them. The tribe will follow us. They'll find us. We're focused on the tribe right now. But the single biggest thing the tribe can do is help us grow the tribe, because that's our mission. I mean, we want to reach as many people and make those changes with as many people as we can. And that was the beauty of Sirius. It's why we stayed, because that platform makes it so easy to reach new people. Our challenge now is we can completely service our tribe, and we plan on it, but we also need to make the tribe grow, and that's where you guys can help.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the biggest things for me is because the hours are changing, obviously, and and I think a lot of people are this way, being able to listen to something on replay, because then we can pause it while we're working and doing stuff and distracted. So, and I know you have plans for that, not right now, but that's one of the biggest things for me.
It's not going to be long at all. That could happen in possibly days, and I will promise this, that we are looking at some sort of a paid model. We need to generate some revenue. So we're looking at a paid model, but you will have a much, much better way of listening to any of our content you want, anytime you want. So you'll subscribe to those, and if there's a new one, it's downloaded. You listen to it whether you're connected or not.
And that was one of my biggest things I didn't like about the SiriusXM app was only 2 weeks worth of info, because
Exactly.
I loved being able to go back through and listen to it. And then it'd be nice to be able to put some collages together, the best of the best, and it's kind of, you couldn't do that on SiriusXM. And before I forget, this is what I meant to tell you. There's a Love's in Topeka. The problem is even with the GPSs and updates, there's hundreds of truck stops that you will not get on your GPS. You could do it on your phone and just do a search, or you can go through the truck stop apps themselves and look at all that info, or like a trucker app like Trucker Path or something. But the last couple of years, they've been building new truck stops like crazy, so you won't get that on your GPS.
You know, I just came through, and the 11 exits, I didn't see a single sign for a truck stop. There was a tiny little lump, I think, that said auto diesel, but and it was, the exit looked a little congested, and I figured I better keep rolling through. But thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I'm going to put you back in the queue. I'm going to grab another call. Just to let you know, we're going to take this up to the top of the hour, whatever time that is. I am so screwed up on time zones right now. My phone says one thing, my watch says something else, and my laptop has a third time. So I think, I don't know. Wherever you are, we're going about 20 more minutes, I guess, with calls. The nice thing about this format also, no breaks, no commercials. I like it. Let's go to, figure this out. A lot of people are just listening. Let's go. Jeff, it looks like it's your turn. Welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin. Glad to hear you back so soon.
Thank you. Glad to be back so soon.
I called you. I'm from Canada. I called, November or something like that. I started doing the keto, and I felt amazing. And I'll never go back to anything but keto, but I'm still, and I think you might remember me from last time, I'm not losing any weight.
I do remember because that's so unusual.
Yeah.
So my guess is, I'm sure I talked to you a little bit about doing like a food journal and seeing what your carb count per day was. Did I ask you for that?
Yeah. Well, I that's the thing. It's kind of hard for me I don't really know. Like I'm eating salads, I'm eating eggs, hard-boiled eggs, just not consciously. I just have a hard time dealing with I think I was telling you my brain injury. I have a hard time dealing with keeping track of stuff and stuff like that. And like I say, I'm pretty close. You know, like I just came home and had a salad with a high-fat salad dressing, spinach, egg, red pepper, stuff like that, really good. And tonight I might cook up a hamburger with some cheese on it. And like I said, I'm being very conscious of what I'm eating.
Yeah, and you should be losing weight. Even if you're not super low carb, you should be losing weight. So
I might be down 10 pounds.
Yeah, we should be down way more than that. Refresh me. What was the brain?
I'm sorry?
What was the brain injury you mentioned?
I was in a car accident, spent 2 weeks in a coma. And it just...
So I'm going to give you like 3 possibilities right now. How is your digestion working for you? Seem like it's doing okay?
Yeah, it's just gotten back to being good in the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Like I get a lot of diarrhea, stuff like that.
Okay, so sometimes if we work on digestion, then weight loss kind of kicks in. So digestion.
Yeah.
Stress is probably where I think the issue is going to be, and the brain injury can exacerbate that. So our hormones are controlled by multiple systems: our adrenals, our pituitary, our brain itself, our vagus nerve, All of those
Yeah.
things play a role in our hormone and stress levels, and brain injuries can really mess with those things. There are all kinds of stories of people having a brain injury and gaining 200 pounds in a year when, they weren't getting weight at all before because the hormones get so out of whack. I know we talked once. I gave you some recommendations. I think that this one's really going to require a one-on-one to troubleshoot.
I would be more than happy to do that. I don't know. How would we set that up?
You go to the website, letstruck.com.
Yeah.
Up at the top, you'll see Work With Us. That's one of the menu items. Click on that and just follow the instructions. It's really simple.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will do that. And again, it's great to hear you back, and I'll never go back to not eating keto.
Oh, I love that. I'm happy that you're feeling good. That's the first sign. That's what we really want to see. You feel better, your moods are better, you have more energy, joint pain goes away. Almost 100% of the time, when you're getting all those benefits, the weight goes away too. I have a feeling this is going to come down to the brain injury, and we're going to have to really kind of zero in on those hormones and try to solve that problem. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to New Hampshire. Jim, welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Good. What's on your mind today?
Hey, I just want to let you know I canceled my Sirius subscription as soon as I found out what was happening because, frankly, you were the only show worth paying for on there. So,
well, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
And I'm calling from New Hampshire. Every time I go out back and I jump in the river, I post a picture. I think you've commented on a couple of the pictures I posted.
Yeah, it's true. I love those pictures. Man, how cold is that water? It's got to be in like the 30s or 40s, right?
Yeah, I would say a lot of it's ice. As a matter of fact, in January, we had a really bad cold snap. I had to bring my axe down there. It took me about a half hour to get through the ice before I could get into the water. So,
the thing I look at those pictures and the scenery is just beautiful, and you look so calm and serene. And I'm thinking he looks like he's sitting in a hot tub. He's so relaxed, and he's up to his neck in 35-degree water.
If you're looking for cold weather in New Hampshire in January and February, it's pretty cold. So
there you go. Awesome.
My wife thinks I've gone nuts right now. So
well, that's okay. That's okay.
But I missed the beginning of the show. Are you trying to do your own type of platform, or are you looking to join another platform, or?
It's going to be a mix of both. We're trying to make sure we don't depend too much on any platform. So we are building our own platform and app to handle most of this. But like the system we're on right now, the system you called into, this is not ours. I don't worry about this platform. It's not a big social media platform or podcasting platform. It's basically just phone software that allows us to run the show. So I don't, there's nothing political about this one. It's not like Facebook or Twitter or, YouTube. Right. So I don't worry too much about this. We are trying to stay away from being too dependent on anybody else's platform. So that's part of our challenge right now is we've been working towards this for years as Plan B. It wasn't a high priority, but it's something we always said, hey, when the programmers have some time, let's go work on this. When I had some time, I would go check out new technology. So with all the work we've already put into this in the background over the last couple of years, we're about 75% of the way there now. And before we make all the final decisions on this last 25%, we want to play around with things and get feedback from people on how they like it. Like so far, this phone system to me seems awesome. This is better than anything I've ever used on Sirius.
Right, yeah. It just might be difficult for a lot of people to listen because I try calling a bunch of times. You get like a busy signal and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're going to change. The listening part, we have to figure out how to make that really, really easy for people. You know, Sirius is about as easy as it gets. You have a radio in your truck, you reach over, you press a button, and you're listening. We have to try to make our technology that easy, and that will be an app. So the primary way you're going to listen to our show, whether it's live or recorded, will be on an app, and that will be our own custom app.
Okay, good, great. All right, and one last thing. I'm a company driver. I drive for a large retailer that has their own private fleet. You could probably guess who it is.
Yeah.
And I know that you have a lot of. I know that most of your listeners are probably owner operators, but you do have a lot of company drivers that are very loyal listeners. And I know the Pittsburgh Power guy doesn't seem to be too big on company drivers, but
I was just about to ask you if you heard the conversation the other day, and
I did, and I was you kind of pissed me off a little bit hearing that, but you stood up for us too, so.
And that's what I let it slide a couple times. Bruce and I are close friends. We go back a long way. Bruce is like that. He's always been like that. Bruce was not only, his shop, if you go back to the beginning, it wasn't just owner-operators that he really kind of focused on. It was what you would have called the elite, the long-nosed, big horsepower, successful guys that could swap out their transmission on the side of the road if they had to. That was Bruce's tribe for years and years and years. And when Bruce and I got together, Bruce was a little shocked by the rest of the industry. He did. I don't think he understood that his little tribe was only a small part of the industry. And he's been working with us for 15 years now. But you still hear that come across when he kept saying they had to be company drivers. And finally I stepped in and I'm like, Bruce, you can't know that. And I can promise you it's not true. So stop saying it. So, and, there's the good thing. We can totally disagree about something. I can get on him. He might get on me about something. And 30 seconds later, we're right back to being friends and serving the tribe. So
exactly.
I do know that I have a big following, especially now with the last 8 years of health and financial planning, things that are important to company drivers. It's not just the business of owner-operators anymore, and I'm glad it's not. I want to reach out to everybody in the industry.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Kevin, I look forward to what the future has in store for you and the tribe. So,
well, thank you.
Thank you for everything.
All right, so we have a lot of calls. I'm sure this. I opened up a bunch of phone lines, so I'm sure this show's going to cost us just so you know. The other day when we were experimenting with this, we have the ability to open up 225 phone lines. I did that. We ran the show, and it cost almost $300, I think, in airtime. I had a little bit of a shock at the end of the show when I saw what happened to our balance. And then I got thinking it would cost us $6,000 a month to do the show like this. That's why this platform, this system will be limited to questions, and we have to build another platform to people to be able to listen easily. That's our biggest challenge right now. It's our biggest goal. Every other project in the company is being mothballed right now. We aren't working on anything. If I wasn't on the road right now, I'd be doing a whole lot more. But I'm working late, I'm working early, I'm stopping and working, and we will continue to do that. We will get this figured out. It will be better than before. The show will be better, the content will be better, the delivery will be better, your access to go back and listen to shows will be better. We figured out about 99% of how to do this. Our challenge now is time. How quickly can we get back to a show that works really well for people? and provides them everything they want. All the things we've heard over the years about, boy, I wish I could go back and listen to this, or I wish I could find that show, or we are working on all of that to make it better and better. All right, I'm trying to look through the calls here to see if there are any questions still. It's a little confusing with this many phone lines available. I can't tell if there is or not. So if you're still on hold and you had a question, I'm probably not going to get to it today because I can't kind of sort while I'm talking here. This is, again, part of the reason we're doing this. Kind of OJT for me to learn this system. So I'm going to sound like a broken record, but thanks for your support and your patience. I plan on sometime soon. I was hoping tonight, but I have a feeling with all the driving I want to get done tonight, I'm going to be too tired when I stop. Tomorrow, I think I'll be able to take a little more time. I want to take some time, really get all of my thoughts together about everything that happened, everything I've learned through this process over the last 4 or 5 days, whatever the hell it's been now. I've learned a lot. I've had to do a lot of self-reflection. Anything that I did that contributed to where we are right now, if it makes sense, I'll change it. What I mean by that is I'm pretty opinionated, and those opinions aren't going to change. I'm pretty vocal. I say my opinions and what I feel. That's not going to change. But have I done things that contributed to why we have groups attacking us? I'm not sure. I don't know what I did, but if I can figure it out, then I would probably say, well, maybe I won't do that again. Or maybe I will. It depends. But I guess my point is I'm really going to do some deep self-reflection and figure out what I can do. So maybe this doesn't happen again because, I'm sure for the tribe, I'm excited about the future. And I think a year from now, we're going to look back and a lot of people are going to be happy that this happened and we went through it. But we're also going to lose a lot of people. I know that. And for me, that is a true loss. If somebody stops listening to the show, that's one less person in the trucking industry I have an opportunity to help. And my mission and my goal every day is to help as many people in trucking as I possibly can. My mission is to make the trucking industry a better place to live and work. And I can't do that alone. I have to be able to reach people, and I have to influence people, and I have to help them be better, and then the industry will be better. So anything that I've done, I just want to reflect on it. One of the things I will tell you is, I kind of alluded to it in the open and talked about it a little bit, I will separate politics. I heard the feedback loud and clear this time that people left the show because of politics. And look, I knew that was happening when I was on Sirius. It was a struggle, though. I believe that every citizen in the country right now needs to be somewhat focused on politics because of the mess we're in. I don't think that most of us should go through life thinking about politics every day. I don't want to. There was a time when I didn't. And I wish I could get back to that. But every day I look at the situation and I look at the tribe I'm trying to serve, and it's my opinion that what's going on in our country right now and in politics, it is important. The problem with my format on Sirius is it was very, very hard to separate it out. I would usually talk about it in my open and then say, okay, the rest of the show's up to you, whatever you want to talk about. But people hated that. And I lost a lot of listeners, and I knew I was losing them, and I would say, well, that's okay. They need to go someplace else if they don't want to hear this. But I've reflected on that now, and I have a better way to deal with that. Right now, I guess we've already launched this show. We're here today. It's Monday, where we're getting ready to wrap up an hour, no commercial breaks, some great calls. I plan on doing this again tomorrow, just straight Q&A. If I go to the open and there's a call there, I will do no open at all. Or if there's a really good trucking topic, I might do that. I will not open with politics. I won't open with health. I may not open at all. It'll be a true Q&A, at least 1 hour a day live for right now. I am going to do a political show. I'll call it The Pit. You'll be able to subscribe to it. It will probably be mostly me recording commentary when I have an idea or a thought, but there will also be days where we'll either send out a text or we'll send you a notification like we did. It might show up right on your phone in the app, and we might say, hey, in an hour or 2 hours or whatever, Kevin's going to go live on The Pit, and if you want to call in and talk, you can. So sometimes it'll be pre-recorded, just me and my rambling thoughts, and other times it will be me and my rambling thoughts and you and your questions or your comments or your commentary about politics. And that's the way every show is going to work now. Every segment will be a show, and you will be able to subscribe to those shows, and then you will only get notifications and downloads about the shows you subscribe to. So we are going to create a lot of new content, a lot of new shows, and we're going to give you total control and flexibility over what you listen to, what you get notified about. I said the other day, and I'll say it again, I even want to create a system where we find new talent to do shows. You know, the old style radio kind of stuff, it's a dying industry. Podcasting is the future. There's a lot of big podcasters out there doing really well. I thought it was interesting when CNN was trying to get Joe Rogan canceled, and the average show on CNN doesn't have 1,000 or 1 million viewers, and Joe Rogan has 11 million. No big corporate backing, no, thousands of employees, and he's got 11 million listeners and a lot of influence. My goal is to build that kind of influence in trucking. It will be bigger than what we've ever had on Sirius, but it's going to take some time, and it's going to take help from you. So again, I'll just let you know the biggest thing you can do to help us now, besides everything you've already done, continue to support us financially in the store and on our subscription services. That's our best source of revenue, and bring us new ears. All you have to do is get them here. It'll be my job to keep them here. But we got to get them here. We will look at new ways. We'll probably go back and do a lot of Facebook advertising. As much as I hate Facebook, I might as well use them for something. That's our challenge now. We'll get the technology up and running. Then the next big push after that will be to get some numbers. But I can promise you this. If we never get one new listener, we already have a very dedicated, loyal tribe. We know it. You're out there. You've responded to us. We thank you. If we never got one new listener, we will still do everything we already have planned. We'll create new shows. We'll build better technology. It might take us a little longer. We might have to cash flow it a little longer, but we will not give up. If the tribe we have right now is the tribe we're going to have, that's okay too. But my mission is to make the trucking industry a better place. And the more people I can reach, the more people I can help, the more we can do that. So that looks like it's going to wrap it up for today. For right now, I probably will keep these shows to about an hour. The beauty of this type of format and platform is if I show up tomorrow and, tomorrow being Tuesday, I know it'll be another experiment, something I haven't really worked out all the issues on. I'm pretty sure I'm going to reach out to Pittsburgh Power and see if they want to join me tomorrow. We'll make it a power hour since it's Tuesday. We're going to get right back to as close to normal as we can, as quickly as we can. So bear with us. It's not going to be perfect, but always know that we've got you in mind. We want to keep bringing you everything we possibly can. and we appreciate the support. So, to finish the other thought there before I got off track, if I show up on a day and we say it's an hour show and I get to the end of the hour and we have a ton of questions, I'll keep going. If I don't have to go do something else, I'll just keep going. That's the beauty of this format. We're not going to be nearly as restricted as we used to be. So it's got my mind turning. I know Lisa and Aaron and the rest of the team are busy on a lot of things already. So I just can't say it enough right now. Thank you for your support and master the journey. We'll see you back here tomorrow.